guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. My name is Sarah, and this is one of our Cooking from the Pantry Challenge videos. This is for week 5, once you have baking powder. And so what we're going to make today is biscuits. We're going to make good old baking powder biscuits from this Betty Crocker cookbook. My pages are falling out of it, so it's well loved. I've had this cookbook, I think, since I got married, which was 22 years ago, so it's been quite a while. So anyway, we're gonna make a double batch of biscuits, and what we're gonna do is actually make these with water instead of milk, and we're gonna make most of it tonight to put in the fridge, and then be able to use it quickly for breakfast tomorrow morning. So we're gonna put in 4 cups of flour, 1, 2, 3, and some people think biscuits are a big deal because you have to do the rolling out process and everything. I don't actually do that process. Hey, little guy. I don't actually do that process. I usually just, what was I gonna say? Oh, I usually just do drop biscuits, so I make them a little wetter and we just drop them onto the pan and then eat them on the side of eggs or whatever we're doing. Do you want to be in my video or do you want to go outside? You want to be in my video?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to get your standard. Because I can't hold you and work at the same time. Ready? Blink. We're going to put you in there. Okay, so I'm making a double batch. So I did 4 cups of flour. You want to help me?
Yep.
Okay. We need to do, here, you stand right there. I need a spoon. Can you wave at the camera? Say, hi, people. Hi, people. Look at the camera a little bit. Oops. Sorry, people. I need a tablespoon and I couldn't get to it. Okay. So for each recipe, we need, here, you're going to put the tablespoons in for me, okay? We got to count and you can put it in. We need 1 per recipe. We're doing 2 recipes. 2. Hold it, but that was all. Now we need, for each recipe, we need a tablespoon of baking powder. Again, you'll see that I'm using things differently than the ones I bought because I want to be able to keep showing you as we progress each week what I actually bought there. But this baking powder is just like the baking powder you bought at the store. It's just normal baking powder. This one happens to be aluminum free. I got it from Amazon, and so hold on. We're gonna measure that out. Hold it right there. We're just flattening off the top. Okay, so that was a tablespoon. Go ahead, a tablespoon per recipe. And now we're gonna add salt. May I have that? Thank you. You can help me with salt. Oh, that's a half teaspoon. You want this one. So we need a teaspoon of salt per recipe. Ready? 1. And this is salt. This is pink sea salt, but it's you'll get the same, you'll get the same recipe if you use this white salt we bought in the thing. That one's cheaper. Okay, you ready? Hold on, did I get everything? Yep, this has a little bit of dough on it because we just used it for the last recipe, but we can still use it. Go ahead and mix it. So he's just mixing together the dry ingredients. Thank you. Okay, Mommy's gonna do the next part, okay? We have to, if guests come, we gotta turn off the camera. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is when you make biscuits, you need to do what's called cutting in the shortening. I always use butter for biscuits. Shortening is cheaper, but for health reasons, I prefer to use butter. Some people like to use, shortening or vegetable oil, those types of things. I choose to use fats that come from other sources. So for our house, we use butter and coconut oil, but in the past, we have used vegetable oil and those types of things. For right now, this is what our budget can afford is butter and coconut oil and the health benefits that we want. So that's what we do. We're not gonna do it with that. So to cut in butter, you can get a butter, like a cut in thing. I don't even know what it's called. I don't have one because I broke mine. I am making these for tomorrow morning. And so when I'm making these in advance, like if I make them after lunch, they're gonna be for supper or whatever, I find it easiest to let the butter get to room temperature and then cut it in with my hands and then put it in the fridge. You want your butter to be cold when you go to bake them because that's what gives you more fluffy biscuits. But it doesn't matter that it's warm right now while I'm cutting it in. So then you just take it and you're just going to kind of, you got to make a mess too. I already told you that's part of my process. But you're just going to kind of break it into little pieces in your flour mixture. So you're just doing this. Again, I did not wear an apron. I should have, but now it's too late. Okay. And so you're just going to do this until it gets to the consistency of like pea-sized pieces of butter in your mixture. I know this is not the typical way that people usually make biscuits, but it is the way that I don't have the tool that does the butter cutting. I know you can use knives too, but because of my hands and the Charcot Marie tooth that I have, it makes my hands, I'm gonna do this right now because your hands weren't clean, remember? They were clean enough to measure, but they weren't clean enough to cut the butter in for me. You weren't doing like something gross, but you got it from napping and washing. So anyway, these, because of my hands, I have weakness in my hands, and I find it easier to use my fingers to do this than to try to hold on to the butter cutter or the knives to cut the butter in. So anyway, you're just gonna keep going until you get to a consistency where it's kind of flaky looking. I don't know how to, shaggy is another word some people use. And you want it to be fairly uniform mixture the whole way through. You going out with Daddy?
Yeah.
Do you want your shoes?
Yeah.
I think they're in my room if you want them. So anyway, this is the consistency you're looking for. Right here, you see the, there's just chunks of butter pieces, and that is all. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna add water to this. I will bring you back for that process, but I'm gonna add water, and we're gonna throw them in the oven and cook some eggs on the side, because we went to the farmer's market today and got a whole bunch of eggs. So that's what we're gonna do. So we will show you the rest of the process later. Sorry, big sister's coming in. Just realized he's going outside. Yes, I figured you guys were all right there, so. Anyway, I'm gonna wash my hands. We will do this tomorrow. We'll show you the rest of this. Hey guys, so we made this biscuit mix yesterday. You can make it now, but if you're gonna make it now, make sure that your butter is very, very cold. And unlike the recipes you've been seeing me make with yeast, this has baking powder in it. And we are going to use water in this recipe. You want your water to be cold. You do not want warm water in biscuits because you want your butter to stay in chunks. So we are gonna add to this recipe, which was doubled, we're gonna add about 2 cups of water, and we're gonna make what's called drop biscuits. Hey little guy. We're gonna make what's called drop biscuits. So we're just gonna drop them on here. Get cookie sheets. You do not need them greased. You can do cookie sheets or bread. We're not gonna roll it. Not today. We're not going to roll our biscuits today.
Are you Mommy's little helper? Yeah.
You do not want to overmix biscuits. That makes them tougher. So you just want to mix in until all the flour is into the thing.
Just like muffins.
We have a busy day today, so we're trying to get stuff done, right? So some people still aren't getting clothes yet because I came out to get these in the oven. And Abigail's behind the camera today, right, Abigail?
Yep.
Okay, so once you get it mixed up like this, all you're going to do is take it and drop it by the forkful, spoonful, whatever, onto the, if you want more traditional biscuits, you add, instead of 1 cup of water per recipe, you would add 3/4 of a cup, and you would then roll them out and cut them, but nobody got time for that, so we're not gonna do it. So all you're gonna do is just drop them onto the trays and put them in the oven at 400 degrees. I think it's for 10 to 12 minutes, but I will give you that exact time when I take them out of the oven. So we'll see you guys in just a little bit. So we're getting our biscuits out of the oven. So this is what we made, drop biscuits. They may have stayed a little more puffy, like up a little more, had I not put them in the oven before it was preheated. But you know, I had a busy day. I'm trying to get stuff done. We have already had a seizure here this morning. If you've watched our channel, Josiah has seizures. He's very excited because we're going to the botanical gardens today, and he is super excited and had a seizure while he was doing his exercise. And so now we're gonna eat our biscuits. They're all at the table with eggs, and I will give you a price breakdown of this at another time. See you guys later.